since they've found a series win in the LPL. That's 2019 summer. Coming onto the Rift, can V5 end this curse with their brand new roster? Or can DMO find themselves a series win to kick off the split? We return to Summoner's Rift here for week 1. Day number 2, DMO versus V5. And of course, we are back in the Hongqiao Arena, but no crowds here just yet. So imagine the Jayos. I hope the people at home are shouting and cheering for both V5 and DMO. As we said coming into the cast, two teams who have been hit with low expectations to start the split. So one of them is going to have to show up here in this series.
And luckily, one of them will show up here in the series because
gotta have a winner, bro.
Someone has to win the game. But looking at the runes, the only real interesting thing I see is that Mole did opt into taking Unsealed Spellbook. This is something that Zoes takes sometimes and does give you more utility in these very hard matchups. So not too surprising, going to be interesting to see him survive the laning phase and, again, get to a point of these 3v3s, 4v4s around the objectives.
Of course, the other rune there people will see is the Phase Rush on Graves, which has just become standardized. Haru played it a lot on the side of Rogue Warriors last split as well.
Of course, Phase Rush on Graves just gives you a lot of sticking potential in these ganks and team fights, so pretty standard.
So take me through this game because I laid out something as basic as scaling here. So V5, obviously the clock not on their side. They have to start building up this advantage. Where does Weiwei start?
For Victory 5, you can look to give some early attention to Bubu and set Natural behind if you want, because we see Weiwei is naturally pathing towards the top side. Okay. Once we get to that like 6-7 minute mark, it's all about mid and bot, right? You have Kalista Thresh. This is a lane that demands dominance, and we want to see Weiwei facilitating that.
Especially when Weiwei gets 6 as well. The chain CC that comes out of that trio is going to be pretty hard to deal with if you help her in Mitsuki. Already a bit of a shove down in that bottom lane, as you can see on the minimap, but notice the top side. Natural's been trading really, really well. He's hit level 2 first, pushed Bubu back a bit in this lane. He's holding the cards here, so again, that passive shield, really annoying to deal with.
Natural just loves when the enemy picks Aatrox, because any of these champions he likes to pick, whether it's the Irelia, the Camille, the Jax, they can all play into the Aatrox, and they have as Camille, you have a very strong level 1 from your passive, so does find that advantage. And as DMO, as Xiaopeng, you don't feel any pressure to do anything. You could just farm up, get big on the Graves, and let your laners just naturally try and find their own advantages.
Because I feel like for Xiaopeng, it's just a game of shadowing right as the Graves, which is pretty easy to do.
Yeah, exactly, and has a very fast clear time. We already see him getting ahead of Weiwei, about to head to his Krugs. And V5's laners, they don't have a lot of agency to make things happen on their own, other than in that bottom lane.
Okay, well, Mole's going to have the shove here. We're speaking of that bottom lane. You can see still having the shove themselves, with Weiwei actually pathing towards the bottom side. Xiaopeng on the opposite side of the Rift, going to be taking the Scuttle Crab, and a pretty standard trade-off here for both jungles.
Just very normal, right? DMO playing to the side we expected them to, not only with Natural, but with having the Camille. And Weiwei not looking for that gank topside, not knowing where Xiaopeng is, and just deciding, hey, let's give some security to our pushing bot lane.
I will just say, while we have that small note in the action at the start of the game, Weiwei hasn't been on the Rift in a while. Remember, on the side of Suning, he got kind of relegated to AD carry because they did bring in their new jungler in. I'm going to pause here because Natural actually in a bit of a good position against Bubu. The trade works out again. The Infernal Chains doesn't pull him back. Natural already showing dominance up here.
And that trade was great, waiting and baiting out that third Q, jumping in, has the passive shield up, so didn't really take any damage at all. And last split on Suning, this was one of Bubu's biggest weaknesses, right? He was not a very strong laner. Yeah. It still sticks out in my mind when he got solo killed on Janna by Kingan's Maokai.
Oh, true. That was, yeah, not the greatest moment. I think Bubu struggled to come out of the sand with a team like Suning. We'll pause, though, because Xiaopeng in position.
But Weiwei has the sense that this is coming, and this is really good from him.
Spotted out on the ward. Yeah, Weiwei now in vision as well. 2 versus 2 on the top side, but Mole's making his way up as well. Remember, DMO's mid laner Twilo is not here, so Xiaopeng left on an island, then trouble of the land, and goodbye, Graves. He smites, but you know he's dead, even going over the wall. Weiwei not going to follow him for now. As Xiaopeng's still going to get chased. Where do you go?
Oh, God,
as the Sonic Wave doesn't connect, but look, Bubu's here. He's still dead. It's still first blood at the end.
And this is still a good look.
I think we're going to have to pause again. The rend available. Mitsuki, you're about to die. The aftershock can't save his life. With PP God showing up pretty big here for the second kill of V5.
Now, I don't want to like stroke my own ego, but there was only one caster today that predicted the Victory 5 win.
Hey, dude, we're a bit early, right?
Yeah, we are a bit early. Getting ahead of myself, but still, this is what you like is Victory 5, and again, you have stability. This is something we talked about with a lot of other teams last split.
Sure.
It sucks that Victory 5 aren't able to find it until summer, but even if you look at the pieces they put together, you should have a very set team identity of BuBu, weak side top laner. You have this mid-jungle duo in Weiwei and Mole, and it's all going to go towards the spot side because we know PBGod likes to play very aggressive, and Sam D, not a player we've seen a lot of, but we can already see just from that 2v2 kill, that's how he wants to roll as well.
And like we talked about in our opening segment, it's how this duo works together, right? Because they've already been a cohesive unit within the LDL. It's just adapting to the new league and the pressure that teams have struggled to adapt to in a league like the LPL. But a good start here for the debut game for Sam D, picking up second blood, but at least the first pair of shoes here with the Berserker Greaves.
Like we talked about coming into the game, the thing I was kind of concerned with Sam D is if there are going to be language issues between him and PBGod. Of course, Sam D being Korean, PBGod being Chinese.
We might have to pause here. Action across. Mole has hit level 6 with a portal jump. Just backs away from Twyla and the Miasma. Doesn't have enough mana to really follow that one through. As PBGod sends out the lantern. Weiwei comes in to get dredge-lined on down. Mitsuki wants to follow this up. And so do the rest of DMO, who forced the flash out of PBGod. Oh, it turned so bad for V5.
That play was on a nice edge. Had PBGod's Death Sentence hit, that could have been completely different. Unfortunate for Weiwei to W in right as that dredge line came out from Mitsuki.
Death Sentence was a bit sharp to the right here. Is Xiaopeng waiting at the red buff? Weiwei walks in with this health bar. He will die.
Yeah, but Weiwei's had good jungle sense this game. He knows when there's shenanigans going on.
Like this, let's take away the red buff and get out. Cool guys don't look at explosions. And the red buff stolen away. While DMO say, okay, second best red buff on the Rift is the Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, are Victory 5 going to go for something here? Mole is posturing.
Okay, well, is the smite going to come through? 400 health here, stopping with the smite. It is secured by the side of the Graves on DMO, but now V5 in the back of the pit. Death Sentence lands, but the ultimate comes through from Twyla, who is still in the back of the pit using the poison. Natural comes in as well. Bit of a messy fight as BuBu follows this up with the World End to Twyla with no ultimate to stop this Aatrox, but does BuBu still want to take this one? Gets pulled back in. Twyla gets hit once, twice, looking for the dunk down, but movement speed comes through. Mitsuki wants to help out his mid laner, at least pushes BuBu away.
That was really scary for BuBu, but still overall, Victory 5 picking up those 2 kills when they probably shouldn't have after that bot side play is really good. The silver lining on the side of DMO, as we've already pointed out, they are going to scale up strong in the late game. Getting that first dragon, making sure that Victory 5 can't just easily stack up 4 souls is a small win for DMO.
4% of the Infernal at least adds to that later on, right? But not for now. For now, the gold lead goes in favor of V5. There isn't another elemental in the size of Earth coming up. So we'll see how we go from there. But for V5, 4 kills to start off. I mean, this is a good sign to open the split with.
Good sign for Victory 5. Bad sign for Moles is his wave is in a really awkward position. He's already down CS, and his wave is on Twyla's side of the wave. But Victory 5 don't care about waves right now. They care about taking these objectives.
Consistently so. All right. Weiwei on the Herald. Mole goes back to lane even without the blue buff. And you see Xiaopeng coming into the pit. Does Weiwei have smite? Yes, he does. Gets the kick flash off as well. Xiaopeng has come into his death. And he was a bit close, but no cigar. Weiwei picks up Herald as well.
That was so massive. Xiaopeng making a massive mistake going in. They're going in so aggressively too, and just starting from early game with Weiwei reading that topside play so well, and they've been abusing him ever since.
He's really brought the dynamic here to V5.
He kind of abused himself, though, honestly, in that last one.
I would never say that. We've got Natural, who might be caught out here on the top side. Needs to pay attention, dodges away from the Death Sentence, and now V5 could be turned on here. The hookshot, wall shot, the dredge line comes in, teleport as well. And V5 are against the enemy turret. DMO, however, getting turned on with Mole's TP, who burns down Natural. Helping out to flash over the wall in a 4 versus 3. DMO have the health bar advantage. Mole comes in with a poke onto Mitsuki, and the Ignite gets dropped down to Twyla, while Mole now has to get out. And V5 looking to abandon him. How do you escape this one with Xiaopeng coming in as well? Mole will just die, but at least he gets the trade on the back end.
I honestly feel like Victory 5 could have probably played that one better and actually been able to get out. Once again, not necessarily V5 doing something well, just DMO making a huge mistake on the top side, disrespecting that TP advantage coming out from Mole. Twyla not there in time, and once again, we get 2 more kills for Victory 5, but at least DMO were able to pick something up at the end of it.
I mean, I feel like you spam the hashtag worth, right? Because View just sat in the bottom side meanwhile, picking up turret plating. So gold firmly in the grasp of V5 here in their first game of the split. Almost a 3K gold lead here at 10 minutes in the game.
This is a drastically different game than I expected.
Yes.
Even if I did, again, predict the Victory 5 win, I thought this would be really back and forth insane, and gold is still pretty close, right? Victory 5, almost 3K gold ahead. Not quite there yet, but still, things going pretty smooth.
I mean, look on the side of V5's item as well. That'll kind of push the point forward. I'll hold that because this was a long topside dive.
Yeah, and DMO trying to come out ahead. Didn't take anyone down quick enough before Mole was able to join, and now they're left in this really awkward position. And again, Mole kind of falling behind after using that portal jump left him in a really awkward place, but still good stopwatch coming in, and just the fact that he's able to pick up this kill on Mitsuki is a win in itself when you should have died right there anyway.
It's a little bit messy. That was his third kill of the game. We return to Summoner's Rift, and Mole's back in the top side yet again. The priority on this turret here for V5. Remember, Weiwei has the Herald, and turret plating is still available.
And they're doing a good job right now just breaking down that turret plating, getting some of the bulwark built up before if they do decide to drop that Herald. And they do.
They do. Okay, they don't care about Twyla and Xiaopeng. Maybe moving away from the turret, but they'll still get the goal. As Herald says, all right, let me at him. Nice, 160 gold each. You can see the gold on your left-hand side of your screen. It's all V5 all the time.
And that's going to feel good for Mole, who is on top of the gold charts despite being down about 20 CS.
There's more turret plating through the mid lane as well. All right, after that bit of turret plating, now we're at 3K at 12 minutes in the game as Mitsuki caught on a bit of a wander. The kick comes through again against the wall, but he's dredge lining out of there, and at half health, he'll do that easily.
Now I just want to see all of Victory 5 move down towards the Dragon Pit. Mole just give up topside, doesn't really matter too much. But instead gonna take a turret plate before getting down there.
BP God actually moves him into the bubble. In fact, Mitsuki walks in as helper. Oh, not a fan of Mole at this point. That's a 3-in-1 Zoe for you.
Ooh, and so this is kind of, I guess DMO's health bars are. I was going to say it's pretty strange that they're only opting to send Weiwei over to Dragon, but you look at Helper's health bar, you look at Mitsuki's, okay, it makes sense. Realistically, DMO can't come to test.
Yubu's down there as well, just for good measure. I have to say, control from V5. Definitely more than last split. This is a good sign again. It's very easy to be positive about V5. I feel like this summer's going to be a new leaf for them, you know?
I agree. It's very easy to be. See, maybe that's why this cast feels overly positive, because there was really nowhere else to go but up from last week.
That's right. Especially for the side of V5. I'm still waiting for the side of DMO, right? Because the early game we saw really good trading from Natural, and we were willing to be positive about someone like Twyla, who, down the bottom side, picked up a really good kill to set him off. So, and he's actually like 30 CS ahead. Which,
I mean, to be fair, he did play quite well, but was a bit more on Mole and how he decided to move around the map than it was on Twyla. But Twyla had some good performances when he did play for DMO last split, especially on the Cassiopeia. The Zillion highlight with the bomb is the one I'm sure we all remember.
That hit #1. That was a good play.
That it was.
Well, as I mentioned before, he's up in CS here. Right now matching the side of Sam D. He's sitting up solo lane here with PP God. And they're going to find this turret. That's going to be the first turret of the game, pre-14 minutes. So, gold again. Skyrocketing here for V5, now at 4,000. To catch the wave as well. Things still looking good.
The biggest thing going on right now is the fact that Victory 5 are winning all 3 lanes from how much Natural fell behind. He's not able to all-in view and find these wins. Helper
again, but the Gravitum lands here underneath the turret. Mitsuki was looking for a dredge line as the Ignite almost kills Helper in the end. He'll clear this one and back away, while V5 are looking for that final stake.
Right there, we see why this Unsealed Spellbook is so valuable with that heal coming out from Mole.
Alright, well, they're going to keep pushing this in. I was just waiting for PP God. He's here. The hook's going to land. Twyla caught on out. The play, the Sonic Wave over the wall. Twyla gets kicked into it. And that was really clean from V5.
One thing I like about what's happened this game is how proactive they're being.
And they're still going. World Ender underneath the turret. Mitsuki doesn't stand a chance. He gets smoked down. And the flash away from Mole to survive. Another one comes through. And that's going to be ultimate from Natural, but he has to walk away. PP God again with a great play, and V5 keep going forward. Natural's going to die as well, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but V5 are crushing DMO.
And it's going to lead to a free Rift Herald if they so choose, which why wouldn't they? And kind of strange that play actually started with the mechanical misplay from Mole with the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, but doesn't matter. All the members of Victory 5 are right there, so not sure why Natural's deciding to go in, but Victory 5 are profiting so much.
Massive. You've got a Kalista now with Blade of the Ruin King and Zeal. You've got double Herald for the side of V5.
Think about it. Like 3 minutes ago, we said, okay, well, Gold League's not too bad. It's 2K. Now we're up to 6K at 15 minutes.
That's a team. That's an LPL team. And a lot of people, you know, they're memeing around saying V5 are going to Worlds. It's a little bit early for that, but I got to say, V5 in a very positive position as we watch this one again. Really nice pick kit with the warding available.
Just, again, clean play coming out from Victory 5. Ball just using that Hex Tech, just getting a bit further for no reason. They do go in for this dive, and they're just so far ahead on items right now, it's easy for them to find these kills. We see Natural going with the flash. Again, Mole kind of throwing out that bubble a bit early, but all the members of Victory 5 are here, and it's very easy for them to secure this kill.
Good communication coming through. That kill going down. We're 16 minutes into the game. Again, remember the gold lead. Let's look on the side of DMO because we stated the win conditions before, and Lyric, I know you were talking about how they need time, and DMO have now got a Trinity Force and a Rod of Ages on their solo laners, but a lot more time needed here to bring themselves back in.
And DMO are in a really awkward place where...
Oh, yep, yes they are. Helper, Igniter down, dead. Beauty flashes for that one. Now Mitsuki again, it's like, please get off me. His 4th death of the game, and V5's 12th kill of this game 1.
I'm glad I didn't have to explain in the play just happened. I was going to say Twilight has to awkwardly sit in a side lane with no TP. Natural on this Camille is just pretty useless right now, so Victory 5 could just constantly look to dive the 2 to 3 man squad of DMO, and, well, we just saw how it goes.
I mean, Twilight needs to back away. He's picked up the turret, that's great, but they're going to lose everything. Mole, on forward he goes, gets the triple bubble down, the burst, and Xiaopeng is dead. The inhibitor going to go down with it? Of course it is. V5 going to leave that one for now, but they've taken it up.
Yeah, deciding not to finish it off, feeling it is a bit too risky.
Oh, this is the 5-head play. They're going to let the inhibitor go down and get more gold.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you're right.
Hey, all right.
You know, I like when I'm joined by apathetics.
Apathetics here, man. Only for 5 seconds. Now Hysterics is back, but
you're right. So that wave is now going to constantly push into them, so going to be able to constantly pick up some guaranteed golden experience, but Victory 5 going to guarantee themselves a dragon.
That's right. We're in a Cloud Rift. Now, might not benefit much, but still, you've got an Aatrox who's going to press R and fly like the wind. So you still get that cooldown reduction on your ulti. V5 aren't complaining. They have so much control here in this game 1. They're looking clean, and they're doing a lot of damage to it.
Just makes you wonder who the shot caller is of this team, because, again, they've made a lot of not only proactive plays, but in this situation, this was just the 100% correct play. Great call coming out from the side of Victory 5, and taking a look at items once again, I really like Mole's build, maximizing damage. We see the Oblivion Orb. We see the Medjai's coming out. He's just going to hit like a truck right now.
He already was doing that before, so. Still down in CS, but it doesn't matter. He's got that 5-1 and 4 scoreline. Alongside, look at Sam D in his debut game. I mean, 2-0-7, he's been relatively clean. They found that lane kill as well, remember, onto Mitsuki. Sam D and PP God have been really impressive coming into a league where they're reasonably unknown names.
I mean, just not even unreasonably, right? Sam D played his first professional split last split in the LDL. An LDL last split was only 5 series long. It wasn't like a drawn-out league, so this guy does not have a ton of competitive experience.
Where he starts. Is V5 going to be pushing in this inner turret in the bottom side, almost hits Mitsuki from Mole.
You know, something else we have to mention
Tell me.
is that Victory 5 just picked up a new head coach. They are bringing in Assassin, who also used to be known as Sask, was in the LPL before on Team King as well as on RNG.
Old player is, I'm going to pause. Xiaopeng, is he dead? Yes, he is. And Mole adds 4 more stacks. This is a Zoe with a mission to kill.
Sterix, I'm going to be honest with you right now. Maybe I was getting ahead of myself, 5 minutes in the game saying I predicted Victory 5 to win, but right now it feels very hard for... DMO don't have many options in this game right now.
You seem like the prediction king, okay?
If you're DMO right now, you can put down some defensive vision, just try to farm out your waves, but we've already seen V5 do it so many times. The fact that you don't have TP on your mid laner, Victory 5 can just constantly 5-man one side and dive.
And how do you survive against these longer lanes with the Zoe, right? When you go out to put the vision, chances are you're going to die doing it at this point. Now, the play through mid for DMO was to open up the inhibitor and let the supers push in for that extra bit of gold, but the pressure added, a Baron sitting there, more clouds to come. It looks pretty easy for V5 to secure this game 1 and pick up their first win in a while and at least put them on match point, which in a while, 306 days since they've had a series win, to remind you.
To do that, I'd like to see Victory 5 play more aggressively around this Baron. You won't see a lot of teams gamble with those kinds of decisions, putting the enemy jungle in a place where he can look for a steal, but you are so far ahead as Victory 5 right now, it feels like you just force a team fight at Baron. You know, you either come out so far ahead you could just end or you just pick up the Baron.
Yeah, especially with the Kalista Rand. At least
Exactly.
you've got a level on Xiaopeng, super easy as well. Big note to Weiwei. I know we talked a lot about Mole, but Weiwei through this early game has been the more dominant jungler. As V5 are now crouching around, the hook lands onto the jungler here. PP got in the middle with a box down. That's a good petrifying gaze, but the knockup comes through. It's messy here as V5 walk into the middle, but Bubu is keeping them busy. He finds a 3-man dunk, takes 2 with him as well, and Bubu says no more. Goodbye. Flash away, Natural's going to have to run, and V5 even getting caught out, take 2 with them.
Helper and Twyla played that fight so well.
They did.
If Victory 5 weren't so far ahead and Bubu wasn't able to just dismantle the team, that's probably as good of a fight as you can get for DMO.
And that puts the clock down to a slower pace, right? Time moves at a very different rate than it's been moving in this game 1. So
You take those small wins, right?
yeah, okay. And especially when you're down in gold, a trade's a trade.
Yeah, exactly. You're down almost 10K. You probably shouldn't be expected to win at this point. So getting those 2 kills is massive. And we see PP got going in for the engage. Great flash ultimate coming out from Twyla, as well as good ultimate coming out from Helper there. Just such a good CC chain, but Bubu finding his access to the backline, just hitting all those Qs is so far ahead and sadly not able to pick up that last kill, but still Bubu showing up strong when he was a big question mark last split. He didn't look that good on Suning, was a weak side, but was a role player, and that's where we thought he would come in on this team, and pretty decent performance so far.
And now that's his first biggest statement, right? Because in the laning phase, we talked about the matchup of Camille versus Aatrox, and we saw Bubu getting out-traded quite a lot as going to be spotted out here. Natural has to be careful where he backs. Mole over the wall. And a good dodge away by Natural, the sleepy trouble bobber. But V5 are bringing in the resistances. Good hook shot, wall shot away. Natural cannot push out a lane alone. He will die.
One thing about Victory 5's last engage...
Sir, it's LPL. You know what that means.
Yeah, there's a new engage.
Yeah, there is. Oh, Weiwei playing with danger a little bit. Mitsuki's going to survive for now. Would you like to talk? Do you have time? Natural?
No, I don't.
Yeah, and now you might. Try.
I don't like what Victory 5 are actually doing right now because pick up this dragon. The dragon doesn't really matter. Send Bubu to the bot side, have him push out, have him roam over to Baron, force out Natural's TP, then repeat the play where Natural doesn't have the TP and take the Baron.
But they've just found Natural because they got a sleepy trouble bubble. Nice flash forward here as Bubu says, let's make the engage count. Goes golden to buy for time as V5 send in the cavalry once again. It's 5 versus 4, and the trouble bubbles are flying out left, right, and center. Man advantage, V5 nowhere to go.
I'm sorry, Hysterics. I'm not thinking like Victory 5 knowing, hey, DMO are a team that's going to make mistakes. We don't need to make the correct play. Let's just look for chaos, and we're going to come out ahead.
And Mole keeps finding that chaos. I mean, the trouble bubbles are landing left, right, and center, right?
You have 2 smites. You have Execute on Lee Sin Q. You have Red. This Baron's yours.
Okay. Well, as we expected, DMO are going to make the best out of this horrible situation. Mid getting pushed and denying a dragon. So, I'm an optimist. DMO, well done. They are 11k gold behind, so well done.
Okay, I'm glad we added a touch of realism at the end.
They're probably still going to lose this game, but well done. Well, we're 17-4. That's why I can be realistic about this. Bubu's going to get this top lane turret as well. He's 2-item strong Aatrox here with the Baron buff, and no one can really stop this.
At this point, as DMO, your play is just hard commit to one side. You know Victory 5 are going to push 2 or 3 lanes. Just say, hey, we're going to give up 1 for short-term benefit. Go all in, kill one side of the map, and then, you know, look to defend your bases and hopefully buy a few more minutes.
You need at least 10, right? We need 10 minutes from DMO, would you say? 10, 15?
At this point, yeah, maybe
20?
15. Let's go 40-minute game for DMO.
40-minute game, okay. Can they survive? V5 grouping up through the mid lane. Trouble Bubbles need to land for V5 to find that pick. No, I'm lying. They don't need to land, but it would be nice. As now cornered against the wall, DMO might suffocate here. Mid turret or mid inhibitor rather is going to go down once again. And topside cannon minion pushing, waiting for the next wave. Oh, okay, Dredgeline Mole might be caught out. Try saying that pretty fast. As he's going to have to flash away. His real flash at that. That's not enough.
Mole just living life on the edge. Doesn't need to do this, but still, him doing this is what's opening up for them to find the picks that they've been finding. So they don't see any reason to change. They're just letting natural push in the bot side, and they're probably just going to look to end.
Yep, 25 minutes in, V5 doing what they have not done in a very long time. Mole will poke his head forward here. Exhaust goes down there with the unsealed spellbook, but V5 don't want to end it now. They don't want to be over-presumptuous.
We see pings coming out for the bottom turret.
Let's be clean.
So whoever Victory 5 shot caller is, you're being a bit systematic. We're not going to say systematic from the way they've been playing the past 10 minutes, but yeah, it's a little bit
The
there.
way they've been playing in Spring, I don't think we should either, right? This is the biggest step up of a team I've seen.
And one thing I was afraid of coming into this split when I saw this roster was I was afraid they would try and use more of the same. And let's be honest, CLX had some pretty good moments last split.
He really did.
Xiao Han didn't really ever get a chance to show off being the jungler on a failed team. But still, if you're Victory 5 coming off the losses last season, coming off that morale, you just need change. So I'm glad they have Weiwei in. I'm glad they put Sam D in. And at least in this game, it paid off.
And at least it's good to see someone like Mole back to regular form, right? The Mole we expected to see who crumbled in Spring, who looked horrible.
He started off strong, but it just makes you wonder, you know, as a human being, once you lose so much and you try your hardest, you're doing your best.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, how can you keep it together and your best still be that peak performance?
We're talking mentality. It's got to feel pretty good as the Trouble Bubble lands yet again here. V5 sieging that bottom wave, looking pretty clean. And Mole is the biggest threat right now as Natural through mid lane says, "Pew, pew, I'm going to take you down." Weldon are going to be used, backing away. But while Natural's here, what's going to happen on the rest of the map?
If you're V5, I still think you're fine just letting Natural go. You can have you channel a TP, look to dive this turret, and just end the game.
Teleport's going to come through. Now it's a 5 versus 4 until Natural gets there. And he's still pushing through mid. Remember, it's super minions mid. He's backing. I think he needs to TP and get back here right now.
He looks like he has time to back, but still, Victory 5 can just keep going, try to force DMO to come into you.
Well, he's coming in pretty fast here. Death Sentence lands yet again here. As Mitsuki 3-man knock-up as well, but the Petrifying Gaze might actually turn this one around. DMO, hold on, thanks to Twyla.
Great mechanical plays in these in short bursts we're seeing from DMO, holding on a bit longer. They only have, you know, the very edge of their base left, only the 2 turrets defending the Nexus, but again, any time you get is valuable.
Well said. Remember, you mentioned a 40-minute game. And here we are at 28 minutes with the game still not over. But Natural might have been caught out. Trouble Bubble lands again, going golden. Mitsuki over the walls. Redemption comes in. That's the ultimate burn as he escapes here. Over the wall, Mole tries to find the kill. Natural gets out.
I feel like saying 40 minutes was a bit arbitrary. Maybe we should have talked in, like, item spikes.
Okay.
Would make a bit
well,
more
tell me
sense.
the item spikes that are really starting to appeal to you.
Well, once Aphelios does pick up that 3rd item, I feel like that's where things we'll be able to start to see glimpses of change, and especially once Twilight hits that 4th item, whether he wants to go for something like a death cap will be massive, but it doesn't matter. You played this fight well. Some mistakes coming out from the side of Victory 5, and again, 2 dragons, so you don't even have to worry about Victory 5 being on soul point, but for Cloud Soul, it doesn't matter too much anyway.
Okay, that's true. It's one of the least favorite souls I've noticed throughout the past couple of months that we've seen this change, but V5's still going to have 20% ult cooldown reduction, which is always helpful.
The cooldown reduction it gives is going to be very nice, so
take me through. You talked about the item spikes of Aphelios, 3 items there. What we saw in that last fight was Twyla becoming a bit of a menace. Almost level 16 on the Cassiopeia. He's heading towards the 4th item here as well, which could be the Rylai's by the blasting on, or maybe, sorry, Banshee's Veil. Looks a bit more.
Yep, does look like it's going to be the Banshee's Veil. But another thing is his ultimates just have been so good, right?
Yeah.
He's been hitting a lot of key 3-4-man ultimates, and that's what you want to see if you have very good AoE Wombo combo coming out from the Graves as well as the Aphelios. So if you're able to hit 3 or 4 people with all your abilities, of course you're going to come out on top. for Victory 5, just go back to that play that we wanted to see before. You have 3 inhibitors up. You don't have TP on BuBu right now, so you don't need to put him in that bot lane. Try to force a Baron. If natural TP's in, you feel like you can't finish, just back off. Wait for Supers to push out once again and finish it off, but looks like they should just be able to secure it.
Yeah, just defending, pushing out the waves. 2 people in mid, 1 bot here for natural on his Camille. And Baron attempt number 2 for V5.
But I like this call coming out from DMO. You don't need to try to contest this.
Yep.
You say, hey, we did win the last fight. Let's just get more gold, get more items, get to a better point, and hope once again we can hit these key abilities and come out on top.
Okay, DMO, show us what you got, because we're very optimistic on the side of V5, but now starting to switch over. Only 8,000 gold was what was a massive one before. Mole pushes forward yet again here. But Twyla's now hit level 16. Helper's clearing out these waves here with a massive shield on top of him, thanks to Severin. DMO is starting to clear these pretty damn quick.
And Victory 5 are just trying to land this poke, which is what you need to do. Get a member low. That's how we saw them coming out ahead early on. Get these inhibitors down and, again, just keep your eyes on Twyla. I guess that's the key point for Victory 5.
For that Petrifying Gaze, he has Flash and Cleanse available here. Death Sentence land. He uses the Cleanse to get away as the box goes on down. World Ender from BuBu as well. So that's a couple of ultis down for the side of B5 as BuBu God doesn't find his mark, but so does Mitsuki. Onto the backline, he sends it on to Mole, and Mitsuki gets locked down with the Trouble Bubble, but they walk away. Inhibitor to the flash, Twyla wants to get him, finds a Petrifying Gaze with the Moonlight Vigil on top here. DMO, they've hit some pretty big spikes here, and they've hit some core members. Say goodbye to BuBu and Sam D. DMO hold on yet again.
That's exactly what we wanted to see from Twyla. Being patient, waiting for the right time to make that play. And once again, hitting Petrifying Gaze on 2 to 3 members, setting up Helper well and getting another couple key picks. It's funny that this actually starting to look like DMO's game. Not starting to, it looks like it's DMO's game.
It's V5 starting to go up the creek without a paddle, right?
Yeah.
We're 32 minutes in. And I know we've come back to this conversation many, many times, but 8 minutes to go, right? Not even. Those 8 minutes until maybe DMO just looked to end the game.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's 8 minutes. We hit the 3 items on Aphelios. 3.5 actually, since it's been sitting on the Executioner's Calling, but good flash coming out from Twyla. Does hit just some great CC on the members of Victory 5. And again, we see all that AoE coming out from Helper, finally dishing out that damage. Xiaopeng as well, and BuBu just stuck in the backline. Goes down as well.
You know what's been great about Helper so far? His positioning's been really, really clean, right? Is not looking clueless, you know, without his head. Helper's been pretty good in these fights. 4-2 and 4. Remember, he's got those 3 items and will be heading towards the 4th, which with the stopwatch in hand could be that GA. Starting to get harder and harder here to lock down DMO. They're heading out of their base with all inhibitors up.
3 items on Helper, 4 items on Twyla. That's what we said we wanted to see, and that's where we're at.
Natural wants to find Mole, though. Here comes the Hextech Ultimatum on top of this. Zoe gets kicked out of it, though. It's 2 versus 1. Natural, level 17, has to flash over the wall. But Weiwei follows. The top lane Camille is dead, and maybe DMO have head out a little bit too soon as Weiwei goes in. Yet again, Flash is burnt here by Helper. And he needs to survive for this fight to be survivable. Xiaopeng gets locked out with Sleep Trouble Bubble. Sam D has the knockup available. PP God walks in for the flay. And just as DMO felt confident enough, V5 come on in as the Aphelios starts hitting 200 years once again. A good ultimate from the Cassiopeia, but it's not enough as Sam D has happy feet here. Welcome to the LPL, sir. Callista feels pretty damn good on you.
And Victory 5 take it slow. They take down Natural, who gets a bit over-eager, and they're going to find the win.
V5, I don't know, man. I had some confidence issues when DMO held on, but they hold true to how this game started and pick up a game win here against DMO.
The thing that doesn't make sense, Hysterics, is we saw that DMO kept winning these patient fights where they found the right Petrifying Gaze, and for some reason, Natural just getting so